All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Today, we are going to go over not every single thing that you could be doing with your website on kvCORE, but personally, there's definitely some stuff that you could come in here in probably less than 30 minutes and just give your website a little facelift, make it look a little bit better than the default or whatever it looks like when you get a kvCORE. Because to let you know, if you get a kvCORE, you have a website associated to it. So for today, I'm on someone's kvCORE. We're going to be making our website look very similar to hers because truthfully, let me show you. If you've never done anything to your kvCORE website, most of them will look like this. It's a default widget right here, and then it goes into your listing carousels, which we'll talk about, but there's not too much to the website, and it's really plain Jane. I mean, it's an okay website, but it's just kind of plain Jane, where if you're telling me in 30 minutes, I can, I don't know, add this, add a nice little free report at the top. I got a featured area widget with all my different areas in my local market. I got a nice luxury listing that goes to all $1 million plus homes. I could add my testimonials, which I'm going to be showing how you can sync your Zillow or add testimonials from Google or Facebook. And it doesn't take me that long. And here's her listing carousel. So kind of look at the difference of what this agent's beginning part to their website looks like compared to this agent's. They have one widget, and then you'll see the just listed listings in Calgary. It goes into their carousels. When I go back to the other one that we're going to do today, she has a widget right here for a free report. She's got a featured areas widget, which I'm going to be showing you how you can make. She has a luxury widget. She has a testimonials widget. And then it gets to her listings in the just listed carousels. And this won't take long to do. All right. Now, again, we're going to be going back and forth using this cheat sheet. And don't forget, this recording will be posted on Monday on our YouTube. Okay. Now, how to find the settings for the cheat sheet that I'm in right now. When you log into your kvCORE, second, it's going to take you here. Now, personally, I don't like the panels on the left where I can't see the name. You see, I have to bring my mouse over all of this. Just get used to clicking the three lines. That's what I do. It's just a lot easier for me. Every time I log into kvCORE, I just immediately click these three lines so I can see all my panels. Updating your website, you want to go to Web and IDX, and I just want you to click on it. Just click on Web and IDX. It's going to take you here. I want you to go to Edit Settings. Now, this is where we're going to go back and forth with the little cheat sheet that I gave you. And I know I don't have a side-by-side, so just bear with me. I am going to be clicking back and forth through the tabs, but I want you all to also go through this just like I am through your kvCORE. So let's first just get started with site templates. When I'm in kvCORE, the first thing is going to be site templates. And there's 4 different layouts that I could go with. Personally, and I put it on here, we do use Champion a lot, and a lot of the agents we work with, they just kind of preferred the Champion one. And what I'm meaning by layout, remember, this is her layout for hers. If I go over to Alexis's, she's got a little bit more with the widgets, right? More to her layout. So when I'm in kvCORE, you can select one of these. If you wanted to do Champion, when I click on it, notice that it's going to move over here to the left. So that would be the one, if I hit save, that kvCORE is going to use. Just go with me because to save time, you could hover your mouse and look at all of these. To let you know, Victor, Warrior, and Champion are all very similar. They just have a couple different widgets, differences. And Hero is kind of the plain Jane. Not a fan of that one. But Champion is not, it doesn't look bad. I'd prefer Champion. Save. Now, if you already have something like this and you're wanting to update your website, just like I'm showing you, just trust me on this. As you watch this video, you're going to have your website looking just like this. So if you've already done some edits or messed around and, oh, it looks bad, or you want it to look a little better, don't be afraid when you get to this part. Just say, remove my widgets. All right. Now notice what it's doing for this first part. It's wanting me to add areas. So the areas, Brookfield, this is the agent in Wisconsin, right? So they're local to her MLS, wherever she's at, but you can pick different areas. You could pick different counties or parishes if you're in Louisiana. But hopefully you're getting what we're doing with this featured area part. Just pick an area, a city, a county, a parish, even a neighborhood, and you can lay them out. Now you can pick up the 9. I'll probably do 9. It won't take too long. So I'm going to pick for this agent, because this is the agent that we're about to edit his website. So in kvCORE, my first area, he lives in Lafayette, Louisiana. So you know what? My first area is going to be Lafayette. Now let me show you how this search is going to work, because it's pretty cool. If people click on Brookfield here, they're going to go to the Brookfield homes. So to make this happen, for this part, you can draw on the map if you want, but personally, you can just type in Lafayette City. Pictures. There is default pictures. Notice with the one I was showing you, these are actually local to those areas. She was able to get her own pictures for her website. So I'm not telling you to go and pirate pictures from other people's websites. But if you do get permission, or you purchase pictures, or you have any homes that look relevant to that area, I would highly advise to use those. Because they would look a little bit better than just the commercial. The commercial doesn't look bad, but it's pretty cool if you can get a house that resembles that area. So just really quick, if you did have a house that resembled one of the areas, so I am doing Lafayette, maybe I do have a home that resembles that. To add it, you'll hit change image, upload. And by the way, those of you who are joining, this is recorded. It's going to be on our YouTube next Monday. We'll give you the links at the end of this. All right, browse files. And I don't think I have a picture, honestly. Let me just see if I downloaded one recently. All right, I know I had this one. So just go with me. Let's just say that is a Lafayette home. Add to library. Oops, it wants me to do a category. Okay, I'll just say light background. Oh no, it didn't want. It's just taking it a minute to load. Never mind. Give it a second. All right, sorry about that. It looks like it just took it a minute. So if you just saw what happened to me, maybe give it like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, but the picture is going to get added in, and then you can select it. Got my green check mark. Next thing I'll do is hit insert file. Yeah, I know they're a little slow. I mean, I know that too when I'm uploading images with newsletters and just emails that we send out. It takes a while in that editor. But yeah, just give it a few. Okay, so for Lafayette, I have my area name. I picked my location. And if you do have a picture handy, you can upload it. For the right, you could leave all of this blank, which is what I would probably do, because you're just saying everything for sale in that area. If I go back here, remember, this is what it's going to look like. Pretend Brookfield says Lafayette. Personally, I'll just bring them to everything that's for sale. And what I mean is, you see listing type, how I could say, maybe they're only going to go to rentals. Maybe they're only going to go to multifamily. Just leave everything that's for sale. Same with the price, etc. So you don't have to do anything on the right at all. Just hit save. And you'll notice I got my first one. Now there's different areas around Lafayette. I know another one is Youngsville. And everybody just pretend with me. Maybe I did have all my pictures, but to save time, I'm not going to keep hitting change image and uploading a new one. I'm just going to use the commercial ones right here. So I'm just going to leave that picture, and it wants me to grab my area. I'm going to say Youngsville. It's auto-populating. I'm going to select it, and I'm leaving the right-hand side blank. All right, I know Broussard's another good one. So I'm going to put Broussard. Go with me, right? I upload the image, but really I'm just going to use the commercial and save. And instead of doing all 9, because this is what all 9 looks like, I'm going to do 5, because I'm going to show you what an odd amount would look like. Or, well, this is odd too, but you'll see how it auto stacks it. It's not going to come out looking weird if you don't have all 9. So I'm going to do 5. Back. 2 more. Karen Crow is one. Okay, and I'm just saving it. And we'll do one more. Scott. Capitalize that. All right. And now I'm going to hit save. Okay. Now look what it did. Because if your kvCORE does that, remember, I picked a new layout. It was the very first thing I did in the settings, and it took us there. And I added my areas, my featured areas. This is where it's going to bring you after that. So what you need to do is go back over here to Website Manager and edit settings. Because that was the very first part right there. And if you're watching this and that didn't happen to you, I'll show you how you get to the featured areas after. Because sometimes some people, if you've done stuff to your kvCORE or vice versa, it might not have brought you straight to the featured areas. So just go with me. I'll show you at the end of this if yours didn't do that. Now, the next thing we're getting to do is pick the color layout of your website. The color is, you see how hers is black, the search bar. You see how this back of this widget is black. If I get down here to her listings, do you see how the panels right here are black? That is because she has black selected right here for her primary color. Whatever color you select, that's how it will show up on your website. If you have a custom color, just to show everyone a cool little tip, like a color palette, right? The codes, click on custom, and then you can click on the color itself and you can put the code in. I'm not really going to do that. We'll just leave this one at black. And I'll save. Okay, background. So how does this work, right? Where does it show up and how does this work? And can you upload your own background? So first off, where this shows up, you see the one we're editing right now that we're working on. This is his background. But if I go back to kvCORE, he has it selected, but he has multiple ones selected. You can select multiple backgrounds, because if you select multiple backgrounds, it's a round robin of what's going to show up. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to see if it picks a different picture, but it does round robin between whatever you have selected. All right, I'm going to give that a second. It looks like it's taking it a minute to load, maybe because we're doing the edits to the layout. So hopefully this makes sense. These are all just default pictures your kvCORE is coming with. Whatever you select, it's a round robin of what that background can be when someone just comes to the front part of your website. You can upload your own image. So there is dimensions right here, but if you have your own picture or a skyline or just a good view or a nice home, something you want to use or a few of them that you want to use, you can upload them right here. And to let you know, if you do upload it, it will show up here in this background selector. So if you upload your own image, just be sure to come up here deselect this. Like if you don't want this generic stuff to show up anymore, be sure to check it off. So I'll check it off. I'll check out all this. I don't want it. And just pretend with me, I did upload my own background right here. It would show up here. So find it and then just select it. So I'll just have what Richie had before. I'll just kind of keep the kitchen right now. But just pretend that's the one I uploaded. You would want to have just that one selected if that's the only background you want showing up. And it looks like his did update. So you can see how this is a different picture now for the background. Okay. Secondary logo. That's if you want to just add in your own logo along with your brokerage one. So with Richie, he's with EXP. So this is the brokerage one. You're not getting away from that. But if he did add a secondary one, maybe I can show you an example really fast. By adding a secondary logo, you can't drag it where you really want it on the website. It's going to automatically show up. This my internet wants to be slow. Okay, we're back. See at the top right, this legacy team? That's the secondary logo. I can't drag it anywhere I want. Just it's going to show up to the right of your brokerage logo. Okay. Let me go back to this cheat sheet because if you start to get across stuff where you don't know what it means, I'm not going over every single little thing in these website settings. This is just my cheat sheet of what I personally believe that you could come in here and make an immediate impact with the website, make it more user-friendly for the person that comes to your website. So just come back to the cheat sheet. We went over template colors. We went over the background. Now, force lead registration. This is lead capture on the website. So this is definitely important to talk about. Let's hop back here, scroll down a little bit. Now, just look, leave all of these how they are. You don't want to hide any of this stuff on your website. Just trust me on that. You can look at each one, but you would agree with me as you start looking at them. You just don't want to hide those. Leave it on your website. Force lead registration. Now, this is how the person will sign up on your website. And before I even show you this, look at these next two. Be sure these next two are turned on. Because if someone does sign up on your website, trust me personally, you're going to at least want their phone number or ask for their number. You just don't want people to come in and they can just give you an email, any email. So personally, if someone's on my website, I'm mandating the phone number. This thing's turned on. It usually is defaulted off to let you know. So you need to turn it on. Just click it. This is somewhat new. This hasn't always been here, but you can ask for the name now too. So we've been turning that on because it used to just be email and number. That's what we'd be getting on the website, email and number. But now they have this name option. So I think this is defaulted off as well. So just make sure that's turned on. Now, if you got both of those turned on, let's talk about if someone does sign up on your website and how that works. I think it does default right here to normal, and it's prompting required registration after one property view. So let's see exactly what that means. I'm going to go to Richie's website. And by the way, another little tip and trick, if you want to go to your website really fast, for whatever reason, maybe you forgot it, just click the top right, look for the globe. It'll bring you here. And let me just go incognito window. So pretend I came to his website because he posted something on Facebook, or maybe I organically found him from Google or just from wherever. I ended up on his website and now I'm looking at homes. So I'm looking at one home right now and I'm flipping through it. Does everyone see how it is making me sign up? Now, to let you know, I think it was a little laggy right there because after the first time I started clicking through the pictures, let me go back. That's what this means, the one property view. So it's saying it can go, you can look at that house, but after you start clicking through the pictures at least one time, that's going to pop up. When was I on? And take a little look at this because this is what the lead capture looks like. So if you wanted just anyone who ends up on your website, if they start looking at a home and then they go through the pictures and just kind of go through that first one, maybe there is a lag like you saw with mine and they can look at a couple other pictures, but it is going to hit them with this. And it's asking for the email. Notice it's also asking for the name. And if I was to continue with this, it's going to ask for the number. The lead can also continue with Facebook or Google. But simply, that's just how it's going to look if you left it completely default and normal, if you don't touch it. Anyone who comes to the website, one property view, that's going to pop up. So if you wanted to change that, you can manually kind of tell it how many. So number of property views, maybe you put like 5, maybe you put 10. Totally up to you on this. Maybe you just put 2. So you're just saying how many times they can look through the homes. I'll leave it on the default though. So if I go back up here, just the normal prompt, registration after one property view. Remember, have these 2 things turned on, mandate phone number and ask name. I just showed you what that looks like too. All right, website title. Now on the cheat sheet, this isn't something that's gonna make you show up #1 on Google, but all SEO, if you start hacking away at it little by little, it all adds up. So something that you can just do that does not take long, make the website title SEO friendly. What I mean by that, when I go up here, so Richie's website at the top, this is going to be the website title. So right now it says Lafayette, LA, real estate and homes for sale, elite home team. And he can leave it like that if he wants. If I go to the cheat sheet, I have this for you. I got 2 different versions. You can say find your dream home and then put your name and then put your brokerage, or put affordable homes and put your name and put your brokerage. I'm using these because they're just some of the high keywords used in real estate when people are searching. So why not have the website SEO title behind it? I'm going to copy, let's say I do the find your dream home, copy it, and let's just put your name. Spell that right. All right, homepage meta description. Something else that can go a little bit for your SEO. I want you to copy and paste this, and you can write your own, but you're just trying to explain to Google and everyone searching what your page is all about. And it can't be a whole essay, all right? It's just short and sweet, little description. Have one if you want to use it. Let's bring it over. So the perfect home, I'm going to put Richie's name again. Remember, change your brokerage if you need to, and then put the location. So he's in Lafayette. And we're good to go. And I'll hit save. All right, so going back to my cheat sheet, the next thing we're going to be doing is the Zillow testimonials. So what does that look like, I guess, first, and then how do you do it? So what that would look like, you'll have a testimonials page when you start adding testimonials or syncing your Zillow. Now notice, if you add testimonials to your website, which I'll show you at the end, that's this here in the middle. You can add testimonials from Google My Business, or if it was just not on Zillow, because on the right-hand side, notice this is all the Zillow leads showing. Personally, if you have a Zillow, which most realtors have a Zillow, just sync this. This even helps with the SEO a little bit, making sure you're syncing this with your website, the reviews. So I go back to kvCORE. Let's scroll down a little bit. Remember, if I'm skipping over it, it's just because it's not on the cheat sheet. But if you do see this part, custom header code, body code, footer code, this has a lot to do with the Facebook metapixel and Google tracking, right? If you're wanting to do retargeting on your website, there's plenty of stuff you can search on Google about that, or on Inside Real Estate. All right. We are looking for Zillow. Just give it a second. Okay, testimonials. Leave that off. You don't want to hide your testimonials. Connecting it's pretty easy. You can use your screen name that you use for your Zillow or your email that you use with your Zillow profile. Either or is going to work. So just make sure you have the right email or the right screen name. I'm going to use Richie's. And I also don't know if this is his email that he used to sign up with Zillow, but I'm going to try it. So just make sure you have your email or screen name, whichever one you're going to do, and hit save. I've seen this take a minute too. This has taken 5-10 minutes before to actually reflect on my website. Okay, this is admin stuff, the testimonials, inherit child. Just leave that turned off. Listing carousels. So this is the part at the end of all of our widgets, right? If I go back to his, you see the just listed, you see just reduced. If I go to this other agent's website, just listed, listings in Calgary, just reduced. These are your carousels, and you can change those up. So let's scroll down and find listing carousels. And I guess you could use over here on the left. This actually has listing carousels on it, but I would truthfully, if you're using the cheat sheet, just try to scroll up and down as you go through it so you don't skip over anything. All right, but you will come across listing carousels. The drop downs, 1, 2, and 3. That was these, right? Here's listing carousel 1, here's listing carousel 2, and here's listing carousel 3. It is preset, but you could pick what you would want. My listings, if you selected my listings, if you have any active homes on the MLS, it's going to show up right there. Maybe I have an agent for an example of this. Could be Alexis. Let's see. All right, so here's a my listings one, and notice how only one listing is showing up, but that's because that's her listing. So it's tied to your MLS. So if you have your own listing and you use my listings for any of these carousels, it's only going to show homes if you have a listing. If you don't have one, it's not going to show up. If she didn't have that, it would not have any homes right here. It'll just go right into the just listed. Okay, so maybe I do my listings, save. I can do just listed. Maybe I'll keep that. And then the last one, maybe I'll use open houses instead of the just reduced. Totally up to y'all, by the way. Okay, going back to the cheat sheet. Listing type served. Now, actually, that was a good example. If I go back here, this home, do you see how the type says contingent? So whatever you have it as, right, in the MLS, your website is pulling that. So if you move it to pending or you move it to contingent, if you don't have what I'm about to show you selected, it's not going to show up on the website. And maybe that's okay with you. Maybe when that happens, you don't want it on your website. But if you do, all right, listings. So the type served. All of hers are turned on. So if you wanted to just make sure it's going to show pretty much everything, have them all turned on. If you didn't want contingent or pending or commercial listings to be on your website at all, uncheck these and hit save after. I'm going to leave them turned on though. Okay. This, I think it's defaulted to just turn on, but if not, just make sure it is. And you can read it over here from kvCORE. Let me scroll down a little bit. Use polygons for neighborhoods and schools. The geographic areas search option enhances your kvCORE website, giving it to the ability to pull information based on the listing's location. That's good. Trust me, we want that. I've just seen a few agents, this has been turned off when I got in their kvCORE. So just be sure it's turned on. Default, the listing sort. Let me show you what this is, because this is important. All right, do you see how I just went to Brookfield Homes? And it's showing me days on website up here. If I go back, your website defaults to show, it looks like I guess the most expensive to the least expensive first. So it's technically not even showing them maybe the most popular ones, or go back. Popular ones, or more importantly, I like using days on website. Pretty much everyone who's looking for homes, they've all seen everything that's for sale. So whenever they can see something that was recently just listed, I think that's super valuable to get them to click and try to get them to stay on your website. So I like to start it with days on website, because that's going to show you everything that was just listed whenever they first start looking at homes in whatever area on your website. Right? If I went back and let's say they were looking over here in Pewaukee, I want to make sure it's starting with days on website. So for that part, I'm going to hit the drop down and do days on website. And it's totally up to you, but I like days on website. This isn't on the cheat sheet, but you notice how when I'm looking at all these homes, this is kind of like a map grid. That's this part right here. You can have it be a grid, a list, a map. So I guess for Richie's, let me see if I can see what Richie's would look like, because he has map selected. So you see how when I go to a search and I'm looking at everything for sale, map would be this. I like map over a grid or even the list. The list would list everything out in front of them. It's not really geographically showing them. So I'm pretty sure it defaults to that, but I'd keep it on map. All right. One more thing to do. I guess I need to add it to this cheat sheet. Look, if you have a brand new kvCORE and you haven't added your profile picture, the very last thing, just to give this thing a little facelift, is to make sure you add your profile picture. Because do you see when someone comes to your website at the top up here, it's going to be a headshot? Or if I go to another agent's at the top up here, it's a headshot. If you don't put your profile picture in your website, that's just blank. Does not look professional at all. So be sure to put your profile picture in here. So that would be the very last thing to do from this cheat sheet. And then we can go look at Richie's website. So if you finish doing all that, remember you've been saving throughout on each one of these. So it's not like you have to do some final save. To update that picture, or to just be sure what picture, what headshot you even have that's showing up, click on your name at the top right, go to my profile. So he has a picture already. If you didn't have a picture, this would be blank. To upload a new one, you got to hit edit profile. And it's kind of simple from there, right? Just drag it and you can upload wherever your headshot is in your downloads, and then bring it in and hit save after. That is directly pulling from here on the website. Okay, so I know when I was going through his settings, there was more stuff than what's on the cheat sheet. But I'm telling you, if you at least just even do this stuff, let's go look at Richie's and see what his might be looking like right now. Okay. So I'm going to go over the widgets and how you can remove some of these or add some. These are widgets, by the way. Do you see this? Thinking of selling, get your home sold fast. If they click on this, let's see where they're going. Right to the contact page. If you don't like that, you can remove it. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second, though, because I want to go through the other, like how this looks. So the featured areas, does everyone remember how I said I was going to do 5 and it's going to auto kind of center them? You don't have to do 9. I wouldn't do just 1 or 2, by the way, but it's going to auto center on however many you're going to do. And this is how it's going to show up. That first one is top left. I uploaded that picture. So remember, you could upload different pictures. But by the way, the commercial doesn't look that bad either. You see how these turned out? And there was a library. There was some more pictures I could have chose from the kvCORE defaults. But that's the featured area widget. Doesn't look half bad. And if I click on these, Youngsville, for example, it's showing me everything for sale in Youngsville. It's giving me the map. It's giving me days on website. And if I went through the other ones, it would all be the same, right? So just to save time, each one's going to take me there. Next widget, luxury listings. If you don't want this widget, again, I'm going to show you how to remove it, but let's just see what it is and where it goes. If I click on learn more, notice how it's taken me, I think this is set for 1.5 plus. I don't know if it's 1 mil, but I think it's 1.5. If you like it, keep it. And notice I didn't have to set any of this up, right? This was automatically done whenever I picked that warrior or champion template at the beginning for my website. So it already set this up for me. If I like it, I'll keep it. Free market report. So here's another widget. If they click on that button, they can put in their area or city, neighborhood, and they can get a free market report. And then notice it goes into my carousels. And do you remember how I selected my listings? There's 3 carousels, but you're only seeing 2. So if you select my listings, it just won't show up if you yourself don't have an active listing. But if you do, remember, it'll show up like this. It'll pop in the new carousel in and it'll just have your listings. So I put the open houses, good, okay. Everything looks good. Now notice his testimonials isn't popping up though, right? So if I go back here, I should be seeing testimonials before the carousels. To add these testimonials, click the 3 lines just in case you get a little lost. Web and IDX, just click it. Now I know I synced my Zillow testimonials, but to let everybody know, I wish it did that. It doesn't. Your Zillow testimonials don't just show up right here. Like this is not a Zillow testimonial for this agent. In order to get this part to show up on the website, if you like it, how it's a widget when they scroll up and down, you need to manually add it. So a lot of the agents who are manually adding it, it's because they have reviews on Google most of the time, or maybe it was on Facebook or some different platforms. You can grab that review wherever it's at. Copy that. Let's go back to kvCORE. Remember, I'm in Web and IDX. You'll see testimonials. Now, if you connected your Zillow, because I don't think Richie used his email to connect with his Zillow, it didn't connect. If you use your correct email or your screen name, you won't need to connect your Zillow right here. It should already be connected. But to manually add a testimonial that wasn't Zillow and to also get that widget to show up on the website, you have to click on add testimonial. And it's as easy as copying and pasting. I mean, you can type it out maybe if you want, but just bring over wherever that testimonial was, bring it here and put the name of whoever wrote it. Now look, I'm not really going to add this to his website, but if I did hit add, trust me, see how it says no matching results? You would be seeing that you have a review right there, a manually added review. And whenever I go to the website, it would be showing up right in between the get my report and just listed. That new widget for them, just like this agent's is. It's showing up right before the carousels. So just note, if you connect your Zillow, it's not just going to show up like this. You have to manually add those testimonials if you want this widget to appear. Okay, now how to remove some of these widgets, right? If you didn't want that luxury or if you didn't want this get my free report. Go back to Web and IDX. So I'll click my 3 panels just in case I got lost. Now I'm on Web and IDX. Do you see widgets? This should show you, if you did the champion template that we did earlier, these would be the widgets it gave you. So contact us, luxury. If I go up to Richie's website, let me go back to the main part. That would be this part. I don't know why it's saying that too. Let me go back. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know why it says dash luxury, but truthfully, I don't know if I like this, especially being at the very top of my page. A lot of people are going to come on a mobile device, and I just don't even feel like that's a great call to action, how it just goes to contact us and then my contact me for that. Don't really make much sense for that widget personally. So I want to remove that. I can hit X right here. That's going to get rid of that widget. And these are in the order they are on your website, right? The featured areas next would be luxury, and then it's a market report. If I go to his website, it's in that order. It says featured areas, then it goes into his luxury, and then it goes into his report. You can drag and drop them if you wanted that luxury maybe before the featured areas. Maybe you wanted the market report first, and then the featured area. Or maybe you just keep it with the featured area first and maybe flip-flop those. But you can do that if you want. I would definitely get rid of that first one. I honestly did not like that first widget at the very top. I mean, not a bad widget if you want it at the bottom, but like at the top and just overall doesn't seem that powerful. All right. In a nutshell, I just showed you how you can kind of give your website, probably in under 30, 45 minutes, how you can give it a quick little facelift, even add a little bit of SEO to it, put some testimonials on there. I know there's a lot more we could do with this. I'm going to plan on doing a part 2 with the website next month.